Parents play a very, very vital role.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happens is parents behave just like parents.
In fact, Chanakya spoke about, not only 100-year planning ahead, but he also spoke about referring to 100-year plan records of the past.
Please stop comparing your life with anyone. Just compare your own life with yourself. Don't worry about, Sharma uncle's daughter, Mona auntie's son. Nothing will change in your life. Your life will still be the same. Focus on yourself.
Hello friends, this is Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai here with a very dear friend Ashok sir. I know I have to drop the name sir, he's been telling me, but it's a habit calling everybody with sir, because we are talking about one very important leader of our country who is heading Schindler's as a CEO, and I can very soon see Ashok. Yeah, Ashok. Yeah, going into the global level. He's already a global face for India. And this is the first of the series that we are having in our channel. To be very frank, when my team told me that to get Ashok sir, I said, wow. I mean, what two dynamic people who are so, I would say, brought up by the right parenting and culture, speaking on certain topics. We'll keep it informal as a discussion point, but I'm sure everybody who's listening will get a lot of insights from probably our conversation. So with your permission, Ashok, can we start?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
How is your dad?
He's very good. He's launching the book.
I'm waiting for it. You have to call me.
I will. In fact, Sringeri Swamiji wants to launch the book.
Wow.
So he's asked for the manuscript, which he has just sent it, I think, 2 days ago.
Nice.
And after he reads, he said he will give us a time and then we will launch it in Sringeri.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a spiritual blessing. It will work.
Yeah, and dad is very spiritual anyways, right? So, and the book is all about spirituality as well. So I'm happy for him. At 71, he doesn't think he's 71. His keenness to keep doing something is, and thankfully, he doesn't have any health ailments. He doesn't have BP, sugar, kuch nahi hai, touch wood, by God's grace.
Wow.
Yeah. But he's been doing yoga and Sudarshan Kriya for, 30 years, maybe 30, 40 years. I remember him doing something, meditation, yoga, everything. So that always helps. No?
Absolutely.
And he chants about 3,000 Gayatri Mantra per day.
3,000?
Subah 1,000, evening 1,000, afternoon 1,000.
What a life, inspiring life.
Yeah. And all that mantra has power. No? People don't realize all is positive vibration, right? So, and that is why I'm very blessed that, I was brought up in that kind of a culture. Though that time I used to hate him, but today I'm very thankful that I had all those upbringing that I'm also following it now.
Wow. Like father, like son.
Thoda bahut to aayega na.
In fact, you'll be surprised. I'm absolutely connecting to what my father does. He's writing a book right now.
My God.
And he's 88. We just went to the Himalayas.
Wow.
And he meditates for almost 10 hours a day.
That is similar. I don't think 10 hours, but 3-4 hours to aaram se kar lenge.
Okay, na? 3,000 Gayatri mantras plus.
Correct.
I don't know how much we will be able to survive with so much health in their age.
Correct. I don't think so. Uska आधा भी आ गया तो अच्छा है.
Bilkul. But whatever we are only because of our parents.
And we should talk about that a little bit today. That
yes. In fact,
how much upbringing and parentage is so important. We can do.
So, thank you so much. First of all, the team has been coordinating. I am saying, Ashok sir, jo bhi time bolenge, hi bolna hai. One of the most, I would say, I've been influenced by you. I respect you a lot. And the way the team has set it up, free flowing, and they have sent some topics. But I said, informally, acha rahega. Any suggestions from you?
No, nothing. We can talk anything under the sun.
Bas, I think that's the best way. So any topic, of course, starting with parenting and leadership, kahin na kahin main touch karunga. And you can ask me, I will ask. I'll start with the triggers first.
So I think any topic on, as you said, your team has given, like business or leadership, strategy, people management, spirituality, fitness. I've had a huge fitness journey last 2 years. In fact, Instagram, that is my most popular thing now. All my fitness photos All of Schindler is now following fitness because of me, and a lot of others as well. All these topics we can talk about. And Radha sir, I'm sure you'll agree with me. We learn more from our team than anybody else.
Totally.
My YouTube editor is 18 years old. Uska bhi board exams hai. And do you know he earns 30-40 lakhs, Radha sir, per year.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
हाँ, उसका पूरा American clients है. He does video editing for American customers. Each video he gets $500. और बंदा इतना smart है, he has outsourced it to his friend for $25 and pockets a cool $475 just by reviewing. उसको मेरे साथ strategy, and he has kept me as a strategy as well, right? He doesn't charge me much. He only charges me 10K, but for him, I am a brand name. The CEO, I'm working for the CEO. Instagram guy is also 20 years. He didn't go to college. School ke baad, he said, I want to learn from you. So he's working with me. I really wish I was like them, 20 years, I didn't even have this thought process. We were going on a typical herd mentality.
Naukri.
We are ready, sir.
And South Indians specifically,
Exactly.
अच्छा पढ़ाई करो, तब नौकरी मिलेगी, फिर लड़की मिलेगी, फिर घर मिलेगा.
Correct.
So, before we've still not met, by the way. It's still the digital world. We are connected, and we're just thinking when to start meeting. Correct. Physical. We are going to have a chai pe charcha very soon.
But watching your videos, it doesn't feel like I've never met you, And this is a power of social media. Whenever I now travel to my branches and, a lot of people haven't seen me, right? New joiners. But all of them say, sir, we feel we always know you. We see you on your videos. We see you on Instagram Reels. I think these people don't realize the power of social media and the positive impact it can create. It is not just about building a self-brand.
Yeah.
It's also how much you can network and connect with people just by putting out good information out there.
Absolutely. In fact, you've been quite, active on the social media, and of course, you just spoke about the new way of leadership. You go and meet people and you suddenly see, that maybe you're meeting them physically first time, but the connect is very high, like in between both of us, even
Correct.
though we are having a chat first
Correct.
time, but I think it's so free flowing. So do you think the leadership of the past and the leadership of the future, especially with the digital revolution happening, will be different? And how different would it be according to you?
Yeah, I think, sir, if I can say, even without digital, leadership has completely changed. I don't think today's generation wants a leader who's a prima donna, who thinks that he or she is beyond reach. They are now used to Mark Zuckerberg, on Facebook Live. They are used to Steve Jobs coming and launching big brands in a public arena and stuff. So today's leader has to be very accessible. The person has to be very grounded, and the person has to be truly a servant leader.
Yeah.
Very, very important. I think that Babudam culture and, it doesn't work anymore. You can't keep knowledge to yourself. You have to really give it out to people. You have to develop more trust, more cohesiveness. That's what I would say. It's definitely changed. It will remain this way. I don't think people will want to go back to olden style. Only thing is many leaders are still in the old trap. So they better change. Otherwise, they will be changed.
So what do you suggest to those people who are already caught in that particular pattern? And especially, maybe our age group, when I say age group, the one who are 40 plus, they're trained in that Babu culture where hierarchy mattered a lot and, yes, sir mattered a lot. And they still struggle to drop the sir from Ashok. So any particular tips for those people who have to adapt to this change, but trained in the old culture?
I think they have to be open to what is happening on a daily basis.
Okay.
Today, you can't just, like, for example, if I'm working in Schindler and if all I know is about elevator industry, then I think I'm going to lose the game already. So regularly interacting with people from other industries, interacting with people who are much, much below your age and much, much above your age. So when in the beginning, we were speaking about your team and my team, I often joke that, my closest friends are actually 20 to 30-year-olds,
Wow.
I'm so much in my elements when I'm with them. So I think if you do that, And if you are a person who is a bit reserved to do that, then what you can do is formally you can set up reverse mentoring. Reverse mentoring is a very popular culture now happening in many companies. Even companies like Pepsi, Unilever practice reverse mentoring, where a junior person is mentoring a senior person.
Yes.
So do that, talk to those people, be abreast with latest technology changes, listen to such kind of podcast, and try to practice more than anything else. Just don't listen. I think that's the biggest challenge with content today, right? Everybody's putting content, but everybody is just watching content. Practice koi nahi kar raha hai. Practice is 1%. 1% who's practicing is improving in life.
Absolutely. In fact, that's a very nice thing you said about the reverse mentoring. But at the same time, let us not forget the value of actual mentoring with seniors as well. So, we have seen this, and especially whenever we have spoken, we have always spoken with high regards of parents.
Yes.
I'm sure you have got mentored and disciplined by your father and parenting as well. Would you like to speak something about that?
Yeah, definitely. I think parents play a very, very vital role.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, what happens is parents behave just like parents. I'm sure you know what I mean, right?
Yes.
When you parent as a parent, a lot of times, kids rebel.
Yes.
And they don't get it, right? Kids don't get it. And even I was like that. I'm sure many people were like that. We never used to understand why, dad is asking you to wake up early. In my house, I still remember 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning, dad will switch off the fan, pull out the curtains. And we were there those days, we were living in a housing board apartment, just a very lower middle class life in initial days.
Yeah.
AC nahi tha ghar pe. He will put on the devotional music very loudly. Bhajan डालते हैं, fan is off, lights are on, the curtains are out. Then you just wake up and you're grumpy, you're irritated, you're angry. Today, if somebody asks me to sleep in after 5 o'clock, I'm not able to sleep in. मुझसे नहीं हो पा रहा, even if I sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, I will wake up at 5.
Wow.
Even if odd occasions, I have a few drinks and I want to sleep in, नहीं होगा. So this is, I thank my dad, I always tell him, ki, thanks for this discipline. Those days I used to hate you. But today I'm thankful, I'm a 5 a.m. club person. I go to gym at 5:30, in fact. So this is all possible because I can wake up early. So that's a very simplest form of parenting, the discipline.
Absolutely.
Abhi, evening 6 o'clock, used to come back from work. The scooter ka sound, we will hear. Immediately TV is off. We didn't have iPads and phones those days, but TV tha. And, cinema songs and all that. Sub switch off. Diya jalao. Start praying. So when he enters the house, it is very sukoon and very sanskari kind of atmosphere. Today, I am not allowing my kids to play movie songs early morning and early evening, like the sunset time and sunrise time. I tell them that this is a time for bhajans and devotional songs because there is a power of mantra which brings positivity in the house. It is not about devotion. I say this even for Christians, Muslims, Jains, Buddhists, whatever. Everybody can practice that because all the religions, those prayers that you do is all about bringing a good culture and vibration in the body, which is making you healthy and wise. So these were small things, right? Like in eating on time, exercising, sleeping well, all these things we used to hate our parents for. But I'm very thankful, right? I mean, every year annually, and I'm sure, you know this in South India, it's a big culture. I think all over India, maybe that we go to our family deity every year.
Yeah.
For me, it was family deity and Guruvayur. Every year was compulsory. Today I am taking my kids every year.
Wow.
It has become a culture. So whatever we used to hate, what our parents did, please trust me, everybody will thank them for it. You will not realize if you're an 18-year-old watching this podcast, trust me, please follow what your parents are asking you to do. If you feel some things are unreasonable, always have a conversation with them. Try to get their side of view as well. Don't rebel for the sake of rebelling and stuff. So, I don't think I touched any form of vices till I was earning money. My first drop of alcohol was at 23, 24. Because I thought कि अगर मुझे दारू पीना है तो मेरे पैसे में पीऊंगा, then I am very aware of what I'm doing. And because of that, I know how to manage it, right? I'm not a person who will get drunk every day and, it's a social drinking, which I will, enjoy a glass of drink or something. And that is all culture that my parents had, taught us. Today, of course, it's a different level, right? Drugs and injections, and I don't know. I'm sometimes scared, of parenting as well as a father. It really worries me, how my kids will grow up, and even the school they go to. We all struggled for luxury.
Yeah.
Today's kids are born in luxury.
Yeah.
My kids went on a flight when they were 1 year old, 2 year old. I did not go in a flight till I was 24. So we have to be careful.
Absolutely. Do you see a relation of parenting and leadership? Because you are one of the youngest leaders and you always talk about your parents and your discipline that you got from them in a very high regards. So what's the leadership lessons in parenting?
The most important leadership lesson is all the life lessons they teach you. And I'll give you one example to summarize the whole thing. When we were driving, my dad used to have a scooter, and we were two kids, myself and sister and my mom. So we used to go somewhere together as a family. I used to sit in the front. My mom and my sister will sit in the back. And, there are a lot of potholes in Chennai, well, all over India. But and especially during rainy season, you will feel a lot of water logged in the potholes. So simple leadership he used to teach me. He said, Ashok, can you see that the water is stored in the pothole because the pothole is looking like it wants to receive something.
Oh.
If it is like this, speed breaker mein pani to nahi rehta.
Okay.
Right? It all goes away. But if it is like this, then you receive. So he said in life, if you bend down, you get something.
True.
If you are keeping your chest up, you will not get anything. So I practice this, Radha sir, that I have no problem apologizing to people, even if it is not my mistake.
Wow.
Jhukne se kuch bhi problem nahi hai. We all think that, Arey, he said like this, I have my ego. How can he hurt my ego? How can he treat me like a, small person? But imagine if somebody is treating you like a small person, but in return, you show them love and affection and care, they will pighal jayenge, na? Somewhere people will think, Arey, I did a mistake. This person is, a bit like what Jesus said, na? Show the other cheeks when you get slapped on the one cheek.
Yes.
It actually has a deep meaning. It doesn't mean physically getting slapped. I think it just means that don't spew venom if somebody spews venom. So this was one of the biggest learning I got from my dad that I till date follow. Another thing is punctuality. My dad was anal about time. And I am so anal, Radha sir, you won't believe it. I get so irritated in India, especially. There is no respect for time. If you say 9 o'clock, come at 9 o'clock. Now, why do you come at 10? Then tell me 10 o'clock. So these are a couple of, very striking examples that I have.
In fact, that brings to my next question about time management. I am also absolutely particular about time. Even when we started, my first question is when to end. And I think everybody who's listening should know this, that all leaders across the globe, across cultures, across industries, value time more than anything else.
Correct.
Value human beings, as rightly, Ashok sir said about, be ready to have a large heart. At the same time, they don't compromise on productivity and efficiency. Something about time management, and you have got a fantastic daily routine. I know that fitness to, getting things done. You begin before time. You're already in office. You end up before time, and that's something. Please, time management from you.
Sure. So, I get this question quite asked a lot because, today I'm running a company full time. I'm a content creator. I'm into fitness. And I think, I don't know, honestly, itna bhi mushkil hai kya? I am surprised when people say, how do you do it? Because I'm not able to really tell you this is what is me. I've always been like this, Radha sir. I have never worked beyond 6 o'clock physically in the office unless somebody forces me for a global meeting. I'm very grumpily sitting there, but otherwise you will not find me at all. And I think the reason is, first of all, I have an early start that gives a lot of bandwidth. Yes. Second thing is, wherever I go and start my new role, I make sure I have the best team within a matter of 3 to 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Right. So I really focus on that. First 6 months, I'm only focusing on, am I having the best team that I can ever have? So that they take the load. When I say the load, people often like firefighting.
Yeah.
Right? We create fires, in fact, and then we fight it, and then we complain. Ki itna fire ho gaya. One of the things, Radha sir, it's a little bit about building organization as well. It's linked to time management. We have to build the machine.
Yeah.
What I call the machine is how the company should be run, should be set up in a very structured way. What are the methods? What are the quality processes? What are the procedures you have to follow? What is the governance? For example, 2022 ke liye mera pura everything is ready now. By end of October, I have my strategy, I have my execution plan, I have my calendar done. All my important meetings are planned and Outlook calendar request has been sent to all the attendees. Agenda is finalized for all the meetings. Who will attend? None of the meetings we go through data. Every meeting, 5 days prior, data has to be sent. The meetings will only be, every person comes. So for example, if Radha sir is head of operations, Radha sir comes, one slide, decision making. What do you want? Why do you want this whole group to listen to you? What decision you want from us? So everywhere you're saving time. And another thing is, if you think about it, any meeting randomly, what is the minimum time we put? What do you think? Any meeting you call, what is the minimum time usually people ask for?
1 hour to half an hour to 1 hour.
1 ghanta, right? Or adha ghanta.
Yes.
Now, why can't it be 15 minutes or 45 minutes?
Okay.
I've already saved 15 minutes.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
In fact, I just recorded a video yesterday for my YouTube, productivity hacks, time management ke liye. Wow. I mentioned about 8 different hacks, and one of them is time boxing.
Time boxing, yeah.
Right? So I do time boxing. I say, we have 45 minutes. Why do we need 1 hour meeting? So I used to see my calendar, right? 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12. When I just changed it. I said 8 to 8:45, 9 to 9:45. So today, for example, 9:30, I finish a meeting. 9:45, I have the next meeting. 9:45 to 10:30. 15 minutes I have saved already. Why do we think we need 1 hour? It is just our assumption, ki 60 minutes chahiye. Kyun chahiye? 45 minutes mein kar lenge na. Then everybody works towards 45. So I think, and then other one is, so first of all, I'm very, very organized, very planned. I need to have my week, day, month planned ahead of time, months ahead. No, that doesn't mean, and you may ask, but Ashok, things change. Yes, of course, things change. But if you don't have a plan, how do you change the thing? So when my day changes, I will adjust. And then every Friday, I spend 10 minutes reviewing what went well in my week, what messed up, why did it go wrong, what was the root cause, how can I fix the root cause, not the problem, the root cause. Was it a people issue? Was it a process issue? Was it a technology issue? Usko ek baar khatam karo, fix karo, it will never happen again.
Wow. In fact, Ashok sir, you're absolutely speaking like Chanakya. Because he plans out for the whole years in advance, not even the daily routine, but of course he keeps it very flexible as well. One very interesting thing, especially today, the work can come from unplanned opportunities and areas also. So how do you fit into those sudden unplanned areas that just come in, and they may be urgent, not so urgent, but how do you fix them up into your routine?
So because I have these gaps, no? So what I do, Radha sir, is in a day, I don't plan more than 4 meetings.
Okay.
So I will have 9 to 9:45, 11 to 11:45, 1:30 to 2:15, and then 3 to 3:45.
Oh.
The remaining time is all for these firefighting. Bahut hota hai. Phone calls to return, emails to reply, last minute firefighting, last minute customer calls. And even, in India, there is a habit that if the customer calls, you have to go. I don't agree with that. Like if you're not available, you should tell the customer, sorry, sir, abhi main free nahi hu. Can I meet you at a certain time? But we had a habit, I've seen everywhere, even in Schindler, moment the customer says, kal subah 10 baje milna hai, to milna hai. Main free nahi hu, sorry. Mera bhi time valuable hai. I plan. Because you don't plan, I'm not going to be facing your brunt. I don't say this in this way to the customer, of course. I politely tell them, sir, I'm tied up with something. Do you mind if we can move it to 3 o'clock? There will be 99% customers are fine.
Yeah.
We just think that, and even the same, right? Even if I call for a meeting, everybody will drop everything and come. I said, don't do that. Tell me, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not available. If I'm not organized and I call you last minute, don't agree to it. Imagine if everybody does this in the organization. Everybody is forced to plan. Now, not only I have done everything for next year, my whole team is ready for next year.
Wow.
All my 40 branch managers, my 11 management team members. I actually posted this yesterday, I think. Yesterday on LinkedIn, I posted this also about how you can get ready for next year. Very simple, 3-4 things that if people can follow, they can, we are used to running everything last minute. In India itself, Commonwealth Games, I still remember in Delhi. In India, everything will happen, but you will never know till the last minute. Itna tension kyun karna hai?
Okay, that's a very interesting point. You just spoke about this planning of 2022, and we're still in the mid, or I would say the end of October. November, December, much advance of 2022, you're already there. How did it start? Especially.
So I'm, by the way, 2025 is also planned, but
Wow.
that's a different discussion. Yeah. So we work on, I should say I work on. So, sir, when the most interesting aspect is, when I started my career very late, in Schindler. Okay. Till then, I was kind of aimless in life. I didn't do well in my college, in my school, a lot of arrears, Then after engineering, job nahi mila mujhe. I was working in a call center. I worked door-to-door sales. 2 साल इधर उधर भटक रहा था. उसके बाद I went to Australia. Then I studied my master. After that, I joined Schindler at the age of 26.
Oh, okay.
Today, I'm sure you will be getting a lot of messages from 21-year-olds saying that I don't know what to do in life. I'm aimless. I have lost everything. I want to commit suicide. मुझे बहुत आता है. And I keep telling them, bro, I started my life at 26. Don't worry. There is no race. You don't have to worry that your friends are all, startup जाके सब कर लिया. No problem. Just take a chill pill. I started at 26. By the time all my friends had started work, I was only studying. And today, all of them look at me saying, "Arey, tu kahan pahunch gaya? Itna late start kiya." We are all still in a VP level, director level. So when I started at 26, I was a quality engineer. And the first biggest jump of my career happened after that role. 2 years into the role, my MD called me and he said, "We're going to make you the general manager for Queensland branch." I was a branch manager in Australia. And I was 28 years old. I was, everybody reporting to me was 45, 50-year-olds, white Australians. So they all thought कि क्या मजा चल रहा है कि बच्चे को डाल दिया India से, brown skin guy. What does he know about management, leadership and all that? So I was very aware of that. And I actually went and read a couple of books, the first 100-day book, first 90-day. There are a lot of these good books, So I read a couple of books and I prepared my own 100-day plan.
Wow.
In fact, I will send you my 100-day plan. It's a very interesting, widely used in Schindler now. It's a 4-page plan. मेरे लिए बनाया मैंने, किसी को दिखाने के लिए नहीं बनाया. I was paranoid. I thought कि, sir, before that, I never managed people. I never even sold an elevator. I never looked at the technical aspects, financial results. I didn't know what is P&L. I didn't know what is profit, what is revenue, nothing. Suddenly, my boss said, "I think you have the caliber. Tu ja, tu karega." I even recently I asked him, what was your confidence you gave me that role? He said, "I knew you will figure it out." And I didn't want to put him down. So मैंने ये सब पढ़ा. I prepared a plan and I started realizing that planning is key. And the longer the planning you do, the better you fix the problem. Because especially in our industry, for example, if you want an elevator service technician ready to go and service an elevator, the person has to go through 1 year of training minimum. Oh. So I cannot recruit somebody today and say, tomorrow you go and maintain an elevator. I need to do at least 1 year ahead, minimum I'm talking about. So with all this thought, I realized, so before I used to do 1 year planning, then I used to do 3-year planning. Now I do 5-year planning.
Wow.
So 2025, and when we've achieved amazing, last year, in fact, in 2020, in a pandemic year, we grew market share. We achieved a lot of success. That longer you plan, you can identify and fix the problem quicker. Sorry, but long answer, but I hope it.
No, it really helps. In fact, I'm looking for your 100-day plan. So that's something that I'll be learning from. In fact,
Okay.
Chanakya spoke about, not only 100-year planning ahead, but he also spoke about referring to 100-year plan records of the past. So he said if a Yuvraj is getting trained, he has to look at how it was managed 100 years back.
My God.
That gives you an insight that, your past and your future is all about planning and, learning from the past as well.
Correct.
Sir, I'm very conscious of time, as you rightly pointed out. I have got two interesting areas that I need to ask. So one is, strategy. I mean, that's something all leaders work upon, and that's my favorite field as well. Anvikshiki, as we call it. Today, you are not just about an Indian leader; you're already a global leader. And with the India story becoming big, you have to be ready for the global level, yet not lose out on the Indian culture, which is very unique. In India, we are not very system process driven. We are more emotional. It's very, take it for granted sometimes. So how do you adapt strategy, especially with the Indian market and global scenarios?
So I think when we talk about building the machine,
Yeah.
first thing, you cannot solve a problem at the level it was created.
Yes.
You have to go one level up.
Yes.
And for me, one level up is the external view. I think that's where most people miss out. Everybody reads Michael Porter, we know Pestle, we know the five forces, but we very rarely, we really follow it and implement it. So for me, to understand Indian market, which is very unique, by the way, and recently you see, Ford is closed down, GM was a failure. I think the biggest root cause is they were not Indianizing anything. They were pushing global products into India. So the first thing I would suggest is for people to look outside in. Look at your external market, your competition, not just competition within your industry, but what are the allied competitors that can come in? Sideways, who can attack? Bottom, top, who can attack? And once you get a good idea of the pestle, it gives a super perspective, political, economical, social, technological, environmental. If you have that in place, it really starts. Then you should ask the question, what are these going to impact my business? How will the political scenario impact my organization's business? Will having an incumbent government help or having an opposition government help? Who's going to be pro for my industry? So accordingly, you will obviously have to make your plans. Of course, pandemic, you can never plan, but remaining everything else, you can plan. So for me, globally now, India has become, as you said, top 2, top 3 for all organizations.
Yes.
Because the kind of growth we are experiencing. And what global organizations expect from India is growth.
Yeah.
They know that paise zyada nahi aayega, but volumes aayega.
Yes.
So you have to drive the volume growth, for which you need to look at external first, and then you look at product, what will fit the market, process, how are you having agile processes, are you having fit for future talent? This is something we introduced in Schindler, and it's working very, very well. We call it fit for future talents. When I call fit for future talents, so what I did was, we developed a best practice for every role. So what does a best practice sales manager look like? Traits, behavior, competencies. And how do you get that kind of a benchmark right from recruitment? So how do you design your recruitment that you're going to get the fit for future? So can I recruit a sales manager who can become a branch manager in 3 years' time?
Wow.
Can I recruit a branch manager who will become a VP in 3 years' time? Can I recruit a salesperson who can become a manager in 3 years' time? Can I recruit a technician who can become a team leader in 3 years' time? So for every role, we have designed this long-term thought process. So when you say long-term and strategy, it is not just about business strategy, it is everything. Whatever you're doing, are you thinking a bit strategic? Whether it is people, process, product, customer, everything. I would say this is how I made it.
No, in fact, you hit on the last part of the question that I want to ask about fitness. You said FFF, fit for future. I think you are an HR manager more than just a CEO. You plan the HR so much in detail. Maybe I need to learn from a lot of training programs that you organize for your own people. So now physical fitness to fitness of the organization. I know you are very passionate about it. You work on a lot of content around it for the social media as well. I request everybody to check out sir's media, social media, and a lot of tips. Please, your fitness, your favorite topic, lots of tips for all of us.
Sure. Well, sir, when I talk about physical fitness, I would say it's holistic mental and physical fitness.
Okay.
So during lockdown, both started, by the way. March 23rd, 2019, lockdown started, right? That day, I started my physical fitness transformation. Till then, I was not obsessed about fitness. I used to kind of work out, but I love my food. I'm a big foodie. So I could never control my food. And especially Indians, we like sweets. So I used to eat enough and then I will exercise, but it was a kind of an equilibrium. But March 23rd, I looked at my mirror myself. I was turning 40 last year. I thought I don't want to look like an uncle with my kids. I want to look like a young, fit man. And I started into a very, very stringent fitness regime. So very balanced diet. I went into intermittent fasting for a long time. 6-7 months I was doing intermittent fasting. That helped me. So I was 90 kilos in March 2019. And today I'm 73 kilos. I never used to even have any muscles at all, zero. Today, in fact, yesterday I posted my photo of my back. I have a, V shape coming out and I have nice biceps and stuff. It is like a drug, it is like a drug because once you are getting fit, you can wear nice clothes. Anything you wear looks nice on you. Otherwise, you cannot wear anything. Everything looks a bit shabby and ugly. Today, I can wear a slim fit. But what helped me along with physical fitness was mental fitness. Yeah. So one point I want to mention to everyone is how the people you hang out with make the biggest influence. So during lockdown, we were very connected with one of our neighbors who was a highly spiritual family. And they introduced us to Isha Foundation ka inner engineering program. I'm not propagating anyone to follow Sadhguru or Sri Ravi Shankar or anyone. That is up to you. But the program was life-changing. It really opened up my eyes about how I am responsible for everything in my life and not anyone else. And what is real is this microsecond. And how can I learn to live in this microsecond? So I started working on meditation, breathing, mindfulness, positive thinking. Then I started exercising. It all came together. I started living a much happier life. Today, my wife and myself and the kids, honestly, touch wood, sometimes I'll feel like I'm casting, eyes on my family. We're very, very happy. We're very happy, very, very contented. I'm not saying we don't have problems, but we don't look at problem as a problem at all now. We look at every problem as ki chalo, okay, ho gaya, abhi kya, next.
No. In fact, that brings me to a very interesting learning, that is fitness to fashion. So if you are fit, any fashion works for you. If you're not fit, no dress designer can make you look nice. That's a very interesting thing. You're absolutely a family man. I think everybody in India works for the family, with the family. Some passing tips to the family values and family that you have around, and for people like us, who also believe in family, please.
Sure. I'm honestly thankful to my wife who sacrificed her career back in 2012 when I got opportunity to move to Vietnam. Okay. We were in Australia for 7-8 years, and then suddenly company said, do you want to go and become the managing director in Vietnam? I was 31. We didn't have kids, till then. Very young couple, both of us. And she said, okay, fine. You've got a great opportunity. Let's do it. I was the youngest managing director in Schindler Group at that time. Then 3 years in Vietnam, then Malaysia happened, then 3 years in Malaysia, then India happened. So every time, she had to give up her career. And every country we started having kids, So Vietnam, we had my son. Malaysia, we had my daughter. And now they're growing up in India with all the Indian values. And in fact, the reason we came to India was for that. Yeah. That we can give our kids the Indian values and customs. So the first thing my wife did was put my son in the Chinmaya Mission ka, the classes, Bal Vihar.
Bal Vihar, yeah.
Yeah, so she was actually a Bal Vihar student herself, and then she put him in Bal Vihar. That has been amazing for him. He's now 9 years old, 8 completed. And most likely next year we will do his Genoa as well, the thread ceremony. He's very devotional. He's a highly devoted person, spiritual person. He loves chanting mantras. He can tell Bhagavad. So he won the competition, Bhagavad Gita competition a couple of times. He can chant a lot of Vedas. He can chant a lot of long slokas, in fact, without even looking at it. So, And I can see the change. He's highly spiritual. So he reads a lot of spiritual books, story books. His favorite story books are Mahabharata, Ramayana. So he knows 3rd level, 4th level stories of Mahabharata and Ramayana.
Wow.
What did the kids of Lakshmana, what did they do? All the side stories jo hota hai na. Subhadra ka family ka story, Hidimba's family story. Like even I don't know those things. He taught me a lot of those things. And that is because of that, his mental concentration is amazing. His memory power is incredible. And I think for me, when you're talking about raising kids, see, we cannot stop them from doing anything, but we can show them the good and bad. We can show them, put them into the right behavior early enough. Like sports, he's going for taekwondo classes. He does his chess class. He goes for classical music training.
Yeah. In fact, you'll be happy to know that my children also go to Balviyar.
Oh, very good. So it's amazing, sir, because they do it in a very nice way, storytelling.
Absolutely. So right parenting starts with spiritual background.
Correct.
I learned something from you. Try to, be conscious of your time, and what you can do in 1 hour, you can do it in 45 minutes.
Correct.
So I'm going to wind it up a little bit more early than what we had planned. But as we say, the one thing which I wanted to ask, and probably this is something I always discuss with leaders. Have you planned your retirement?
Yes, definitely. In fact, also, I plan my succession the day I join my new role.
Wow.
So I start planning that day onwards. I start looking who will be my successor. It takes time. It takes 3 to 5 years to find a good successor. And you want a successor to be better than you.
Yes.
Not even the same as you, which many people make a mistake. They want successor who is worse than you, so that business will collapse after you leave and everybody will say, oh, look at Ashok, we missed him. That's very poor leadership, in fact. So I planned my succession, my retirement. Thoda bahut to plan hai. Let's see. Every day, things keep evolving, and I'm enjoying. And that is why I started putting content as well. Because by God's grace, I don't need to wait for increasing my followers. I don't need to do affiliate marketing, and I don't need to do anything for money. I need to do it because I really want to help people become better. So all this is part of something that I can do post-retirement as well.
No. In fact, I'm so impressed because I already have planned my retirement, the day I started my business. Absolutely, our wavelengths are matching.
Great.
Any last thing before we part?
I want to just talk about, this, what you see here, chase obscene success. That's my tagline, actually, that it's been my tagline now for a few years. So for me, I want everyone to think about how can they chase obscene success. And for me, obscene success is nothing but what can you do every day that inspires awe even to yourself. Even if you're submitting a project assignment, even if you're submitting your homework, can you do it in a way that even you think, wow, like, you're submitting a resume for a job. Have you ever thought about submitting a video resume?
Wow.
Why not? You will stick out, right? So how can you stand out in life on everything you do? Even if you dress up, can you put something that people will notice you? That's what I think, that is how I want everyone to remember this podcast today, that you can have aspirations to grow, then you have to do things different. And my only closing remarks, sir, is please stop comparing your life with anyone. Just compare your own life with yourself. Don't worry about, Sharma uncle's daughter, Mona auntie's son. Nothing will change in your life. Your life will still be the same. Focus on yourself. Don't encourage this kind of thought process. Stay fit, stay positive, and keep chasing obscene success. Thank you.
Wow, Ashok sir, in fact, I was making so much notes over here on my note board. And as you rightly pointed out, so much learning. For all the audience, you can listen to this again and again. It was full of wisdom, but some of the points I like to summarize. Reverse mentoring, apologize even if you are right. Okay, this is a very interesting thing because you can apologize when you're wrong, but apologize when you're right, because that's something very different in leadership that I've heard. Really appreciate you for that. Then, begin early, create the best team. It's not about you, but it's about the best team. 2022 ready. I can't believe that, but you said 2025 and retirement ready. I'm going to come over for a cup of coffee and look at all your notes. How do you plan?
Sure.
But I'm sure all of you will be eager to probably have the 100-day plan of sir. Maybe if you are putting it on social media, we'll be happy to see that as well.
Sure.
And time boxing, I think that's a great thing. Why 1 hour? Why not 45 minutes? Why half an hour? Why not 15 minutes? I really learned that, and it's given me so much less pressure because 9:30 ke pehle hi agar khatam ho jaye to why not? I can still continue conversing. And of course, fit to fashion. I love that. You can have the best designer, but you have to be physically fit. Family time, family values, spiritual values. All the young boys and girls, remember video resume. If you want to get, selected, that's the next trend. And very important, no Sharma ji ki beti.
Correct.
Okay, don't compare. It's amazing. It's an honor to have you there in our show. First, I'm doing this for the first time. It's always been on the other side. It's so nice to be on this side and interviewing and learning from.
Thank you for calling me.
It's an honor, and thanks for your time. Thanks for your effort. But friends, remember to just follow sir on his social media. There are lots of things that we can continuously keep learning. Plan for your retirement the day you join.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's an honor, sir.
Thank you. Bye.